There's some creative camera shots in this one though, like when he's reading Nintendo Power or revealing that he's getting hit by lightning while just standing outside the castle. Mylon's Secret Castle though, I'm kind of on the fence between a smiley face and a fine. I'm gonna go with fine because I guess that's just the kind of mood I'm in right now. Jaguar, one that obviously had an influence on me. I got the freaking shirt on. The Atari Jaguar is an interesting specimen. I wish he played a few more games, but he was still able to get his hands on quite a few of them. It was released in two parts. Part one is just him telling you the history of the system and the debate about whether or not it's actually 64 bits. And then part two, he's actually playing some damn games. Or as he says, play some Jag. Yeah, which happen to be my initials, interestingly enough. The Doom Scale, yeah, the Doom Scale. In typical James fashion, it somehow ends with him fighting the
Everyone, I'm here. You
Jaguar
can.
cube, which appears when you start
Oh.
a game. And then his cat
No,
joins
it's here.
in, which it's just
That's
footage of
good.
his cat playing with a laser pointer, but he superimposed a cube over it. It's pretty funny. He found a way to use playing with his cat with a laser.
I know why no one's here. Because I said this.
The brown
Yeah.
peanut butter looking shit he takes on the Jaguar is I was gonna call it the most iconic nerd shit, but no, that's still Bugs Bunny. This is second place. But the Jaguar with the CD does look like a toilet, and that's very funny. Disappointing he couldn't get one to work though, because it could have extended the episode a little longer, and I don't know, we could have gotten a cool segment about the Highlander game or something. Not quite Gold Collection, but this is still a solid couple of episodes. We're going with a smiley face. Metal Gear.
Wait,
I
hold
don't
on.
have much to say about this.
Odd.
It's not
That's
like
funny.
terrible, but
I
it's
know.
not great either. That's all I got. I'm sorry. I don't have anything constructive to say about this one. Oh, here's one. This has become a lost spot in the nerd.
Hey.
It's back to the NES shelf while he's explaining the game.
You changed your picture, huh?
He did this a few times, and this is the first instance of that. Odyssey, this is an easy pioneering. Not to say it's a bad episode, but it's not the funniest. There's not really a lot of jokes. Except for like the gun at the end. Like him fake shooting the TV is pretty funny because it does look like a real gun. But I like AVGN episodes where he just gets to show off a whole bunch of physical stuff. And this is a comprehensive look at.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
Who else was doing that? I like how we found relevant NES music for every little Odyssey game.
I'm eating cherries, but I don't know where to spit the pits.
Is not cute. I don't know why he didn't just bring Shit Pickle back. He had to invent a new shit.
Not quite on brand for me to spit them on the floor like I normally would.
Odyssey? That's weird. Did he not use Shit Pickle because he didn't have hands?
Got myself a cherry tissue, you know.
I don't know. What's wrong with being sexy? Nah, I didn't say that. This is.
Can you hear the TV? Like,
it's almost as if we're.
I noticed on my last stream, I was listening to music and it like completely muted all of the sound. So like even when I was talking.
And the games themselves aren't that funny either. X-Men.
Oh really? I guess it's like opposite seasonally in America. So hey, if you wanna eat cherries, you got to come to Australia. I got like a whole I don't know what you call a bunch of cherries. Oh, you can hear the TV. Okay, that's embarrassing. Well, I didn't expect anyone to show up so soon, you know, after yesterday. You're just after that number one crown, I think. There's a good chance you'll be able to maintain it. It says you're the only person here, but sometimes that can be misleading. Oh, okay. That's interesting. So how have you been? Yeah, I really expected to have to filibuster a bit more, so I'm not quite prepared for a conversation. Better than yesterday, you know. I don't know. I think I was just taking things a bit too seriously, and yeah, I don't know. I did this stream and I don't even know how to talk. So yeah, like I was saying, I normally normally I get a bit of practice in. I get at least a 10 minutes to just like I don't know what it is. What's that word? Filibuster. But the camera and whatnot seems to be working out okay today. So maybe that's just my intention because I find sometimes that when if you feel like you're insecure, it comes across a bit, and then I don't know, it might also be because I shaved, or who knows. I'm hoping for this stream to go like maybe an hour or two as well, just because I've been going to the gym a little too early lately, and the cool people don't really start arriving until like I don't know, nearly lunchtime. I guess maybe they have lives and they sleep in or something. Who knows? I am looking for some recommendations, music wise, because I'm getting really sick of the gym music. They tend to play it's just like remixes of like pop songs and shit. It's like really trashy. And actually for some reason lately they've been playing like I don't know if it's like the AI or something, but they've been playing. It gets stuck on like a Destiny's Child loop, where it just keeps playing like either Beyonce or Destiny's Child back to back. And I swear I'm the only person who it drives fucking insane. Because like, this isn't like just a gym thing, but like most people there are on their phones, like they've got headphones on, or like those little I don't know those little earbud things that give you cancer. Um, I don't even have my phone on me. Like a good gym mix. Yeah, I've thought of putting something like that together, but that would take effort, and I save all my effort for you know lifting weights and whatnot. Actually, I don't even think I'm doing the gym properly because like I only use like the machines they have, which I don't think it's just for just for women or something, but like most people go to the gym and they like lift those big bars and stuff, and they even do like the cable things, and I never go near those things because 'cause I'm, like, too worried that, because of my, autism, that I'm gonna do it wrong and humiliate myself. In fact, I know I will. I'm really bad with that sort of thing, and, I can't even, like, learn from watching people do it. Like, most people would be able to just, like, watch someone and be like, "Oh, okay, so you pull that and then you do that with your shoulder." I can't even fucking do that, so hopefully, uh hopefully what I'm doing eventually yields better results. It doesn't help that I'm vegan. It's all about protein, and it doesn't help that I'm probably like the only guy there who's not on steroids. At least that's the excuse I'm making. Do you listen to the Strokes at all? Yeah. Well, I am making progress, but it's like when you start going to the gym, it's like diminishing returns or whatever. Like you tend to make the most noticeable physical growth within like the first 3 to 6 months, which was true for me as well. And then after that, it's just like incremental change. And so like, you see people there have been I asked some people like how long have you been going? And they say like 5 years. And it's like they're not that much bigger than me. So yeah, I mean, I can see why people go on steroids, but I'm never gonna do that because I'm afraid of needles. No, because I, it's unnatural, You know me, I'm Mr. Natural, Mr. Clean Shaven. How do you, who's that fat kid? The Rizzler. Is that his real name? Do you know the Rizzler? Is that kid's name? That fat kid whose parents are in the mafia? Oh damn, okay. Yeah, yeah, that's well, anyway. It says there's no one watching at this point, so look him up. Look him up. I think you'll be a huge fan. Honestly. He's cool. Anyone, if that number is lying, which I believe it is, I have to believe it is. Chime in. Anyone who knows the Rizzler, tell Alicia how cool he is. But it's. Do you know the what is it? Walmart. I don't fucking. There were these two guys that were like shills, a dad and a kid, and they were like shilling for Costco. Yeah, the Costco guys or something. And then they did a collab with the Rizzler. This is the type of shit I talk about. It's like a conspiracy content creator. Which guy? The Rizzler. Depending on how well the AI could hear me, you might start getting Batman villains. Rizzle me this, rizzle me that. Oh, Clavicular. What do you think of him? He's a hot dude, right? Did you actually watch any? He taught me everything I know. Oh, come on. Not very open-minded for a conspiracy theorist. I watch all sorts of brain rot, you know? People. It was probably just mogged. You know what mogging is? Oh, I can't. I got it. Where's my jawline? Ah, fuck. Never mind. I'm not even going to try. I can't even mog right now. I'm the only person in frame. Mogging. Okay. Mogging is when it's like a modern term for okay, so it's basically like when you make someone else look bad by comparison, and it's something that like these influencer shitheads do for status. So like Clavicular, his whole claim to fame is being like super good looking because he's like looks maxed, and his story is that he's bone smashed his way to like a sharper jawline and better bone structure and shit. And that's actually true. Like I don't know what the specifics are, but I think he like used a hammer or a mallet or something on his face as a teenager so that he'd have like he'd look more like he'd have more like Chad like features, and so it's like a really, really horrible influence for the kids. But hopefully, my hope is if there is a God, that these kids that are emulating him are so fucking stupid that they'll end up killing themselves with hammers. But no, knowing my luck, they're just gonna go from strength to strength, and they'll mog me. It's never happened before, but um, that's not to say it won't. But, Clavicular too, he's, like, super insecure. He's more autistic than me, if you'll believe it. He, like, has no Riz. You know what Riz is? Because that's I was trying to teach you about the Rizzler, like, pay attention, please, like, this stuff is important, right? Um, Riz, he has, like he's just, like he's got no personality. Um, actually, maybe yeah, maybe we are more alike than I like to think. Mm, yeah, well, he literally is creepy. His whole thing is like Andrew Tate, basically, but like for a younger audience. Andrew Tate's like, I don't know, skewing middle age almost. They realize, oh, we're not catching as many fish with this Andrew Tate cunt. So well, let's get another guy because people say that like clavicular is actually like I don't know what you call it, but he essentially works for agencies or whatever. And that's not necessarily to say he started out that way, but like they see these people who gain influence and they're secretly gay. Yeah, I believe so. That's how he comes across. He actually they are not. I'm not seeking these things out. It's like you were saying that your feed suddenly starts to become, you know, um, inundated with this trash. But I watched one because they're just YouTube shorts, so it doesn't take that much out of my life to have a look. Um, the only time I've seen him like uh obviously attracted to a woman was when he got catfished. He went to like Rome or Paris or something. Maybe it was Greece, Italy, some European country. And there were like these prostitutes or something, right? That escorts that had someone arranged for him to be with in his video. Found out that they're both trans. And like that's the happiest he's ever been with a woman on camera. Like he has a girlfriend, and I don't know if it's all scripted or what, but he's abusive to her. And again, and he's like he tells her like fucking stay upstairs, when I'm because he's got like other chicks that he's like making out with or hanging out with or whatever on camera. It's all like, lifestyle kind of propaganda to give these bad examples to you know, young boys whose brains are still developing, whatever. I mean, they'll be developing forever as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, and his girlfriend comes down and he breaks up with her because she's embarrassing him. And yeah, I don't know if it's real, but even if it is real, he's such a fake person that what's the difference? Um Oh, can you tell that story? And if anyone else wants to chime in, feel free, feel free, feel free, right? Ask me anything. I've never been trolled really on a live stream to my knowledge, unless I was just like my autism stopped me from realizing what was happening. But if anyone's watching this and you want to take me down a notch, clavicular style, right? It's like you'll be able to. What's that thing that they get? I don't know, but see, I can't even put a sentence together. You got that? Go for it. My teleprompter's broken. Mm, mm. Kind of can't see because of the light, but that's a good thing. And what has anyone else been catfish? Like anyone's going to openly admit to it. I think like maybe most people have been catfished to like just the degree of say like an online dating thing where the person's picture is more flattering than they are in person or something. Like I'm sure that's definitely happened to me. It's so awkward too. And what I mean by that is that when I say it's happened to me, I've been the one with the nice picture and they've been the one who's been disappointed. So he didn't end up. Wait, so you were in a relationship with him at the time? Did he end up meeting this lovely fella? In my head, that was what happened. Look, it makes a better story if you just make it up. Anyway, just. It's a funnier story if he ended up meeting her. She said she's on her period right now, so they're gonna, won't be able to use the front door, but that's what I would do. That's what I would do if I was trans. I've been accused of being trans. It's like people can't fathom that a man could be so beautiful. Men are meant to look like this, you know, men are or better, you know. Men are meant to be beautiful. Every human being is meant to be beautiful. The fact that this is one thing I agree with that clavicular idiot. Now he's the idiot. I can't even fucking talk. Um, that all the good guys have been like killed off. And so like men are meant to be naturally beautiful. It shows that they have empathy. You know, a beautiful looking man is a beautiful person inside. That's true. Fucking true. It's true with everything, really. Uh-huh. But he didn't end up sealing the deal, unfortunately. Get a better angle, probably not. Should be. I'll be happy with what I'm given. Yeah, I guess it's not something he's going to admit. Did he ever strike you as having those kind of tendencies? Because you know, like it's another thing. I don't really agree with it. All those channels that's transvestigation channels that say like all celebrities are trans. Like that's fucking absurd. Um, I really do feel like those channels are made to make turn people gay because it's that idea of like, you know, because like I would say everybody has had a celebrity crush at one point. You know, that's the whole point of celebrity, really, is to become. It's like to have an attraction to something realistically unattainable. You know, so the idea of like you get sucked into these transvestigation channels and they tell you, hey, by the way, you know that you're gay because you know you found so and so attractive. That means you're gay. It was a dude the whole time, you faggot. You know, like it's like, oh shit. Well, I guess I'll just fuck guys then because I'm gay. Like that's the idea of those transvestigation channels. Is it's like a little bit of truth because obviously there's definitely some very suspect celebrities. I think but you said like Sandra Bullock at one point, and I completely agree. Um, Here and there, there's some that I would be like, yeah, well, they don't register as the gender they they claim to be, especially these days more and more. But I think that's more like transhuman stuff. Like they're getting hybrids in now to like um, condition people to accept the eventual alien invasion, so that everyone want to fuck the aliens when they're uncloaked. My opinion, but they always opinion fact. What's the difference? Um, but, you know, that's my opinion on those transvestigation channels, and it's like it's one of those things where I can't really say it without anyone being like, "Oh, that's because 'cause you're trans." It's like, "What the fuck?" I don't have an Adam's apple, though, like and I was born with a vagina, but aside from that, I'm all man. We can edit out the part where I said I was born with a vagina, right? What do you mean this is live? Oh. Actually, I would enjoy it if one of those fuckhead channels actually made a video to use this as proof. Truth Dog admits he's trans. And then I'd have to say, Truth Dog admits they're trans. Thank you very much. Call yourself an investigator. What's your opinion on all that? You know? Yeah, I know. I mean, that's a lot of famous women have maybe not like an Adam's apple, but they got something there. It's like Megan Fox, Winona Ryder, fuck, it's a lot of them. So gee, mm, for all I know, they are all trans, but I mean, statistically, that doesn't seem likely. They register as female to me, but if you get the operation like done when you're really young before puberty, it can be quite convincing. So, you know, and maybe just everybody is gay, but um, I'm so deeply closeted that I choose to hold the opposite opinion. Thank you very much. Well, you know, my take on it to like preserve my masculinity and whatnot, is that people with the Adam's apple are the people who partook in the forbidden fruit. So it's like a spiritual thing. So like if you have an Adam's apple, male or female, it means that you are susceptible to evil. And me not having one, or not one that's visible as far as I can tell, unless I'm just like so fucking fat you can't see it. Um, that it's because I am a good person. I know you're not going to be able to trick me into biting, no, eating the forbidden fruit, whatever it is. No. I'll show you later in private. Why do you think I grow my hair out? Oh, thank you very much. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen your neck. Here I am trying to defend myself, and meanwhile, you don't even have a picture of yourself anymore. It's just some cat. Nice try. Nice try. I may be mentally retarded, but I'm not that dumb. Hey guys, feel free to say hi. Oh, actually, leave a like. I forgot to do that. That last time I asked people to leave a like, it actually worked. And that I know it shouldn't. I know it shouldn't make a difference, but it really does. It completely. Uh, Basically, my whole self worth is built on the amount of likes I get for these things. Watching the numbers shoot up in real time. That's a good feeling. That's a good feeling. Dopamine. I miss you. Maybe you have no neck. Okay. Well, I think like necks are like way down the list of features people find attractive physically in a person. I think it's more just like expected, like being bipedal or something. Oh, okay. The one person. Hey guys, it's your chance. She's gone. She might even fall over and die or something. Like so. She's probably not coming back. I need someone new to talk to. Anyone, feel free to slot right in. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to filibuster with my funny little dances. How cool does that look? Anyone have any dance requests? I can do that one and this one. Leave a Oh yeah, pardon me. Please leave a like. It helps me from committing suicide. I spelled suicide right because I've had so much practice, but I spelled committing wrong. They don't even censor that. Get the gun, shoot, shoot. You remember that Ozzy Osbourne controversy? Anyone a fan of Ozzy? Ozzy, 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 oi, oi, oi. Sorry. Oh, Ozzy. I don't even know I can do these voices. That's demonic possession for you. It's not that hard. Ozzy Osbourne, he was like, Sharon was his handler, right? And she just had him on all those drugs so he was easier to control. She killed his friend, Randy Rhodes, and even her best friend. Aside from that, she's a lovely lady. Oh, that's good. I was just talking about Ozzy Osbourne. Are you a fan? Oh, nothing really, but I was talking about you missed my Ozzy Osbourne impression. And Sharon. Did you watch that show, The Osbournes? No, really. Okay. Yeah. I only like some of his songs. I don't haven't listened to his albums really. Paranoid by Black Sabbath. Crazy Train, I like those songs. It seems like you have an aversion to brain rot, which begs the question, why the heck are you watching me? Oh, my back hurts. Crazy, but that's how it goes. Million of... I can't sing. Maybe it's not too late. Oh, okay. That's kind of like Truman Show when his best friend shows up with a six pack of beer. It's like I was opening your mind to like clavicular and the Rizzler and all this like important shit you need to know. And the Matrix is like, oh, quick, quick, send an extra in, send an extra in. We need to distract her. Yeah. Organic popsicles sounds like a euphemism. I've got an organic popsicle you can suck. Sorry. That wasn't me talking to you. That was like what I imagine the slogan is, the ads on TV, those disgusting fit people. Don Draper of his day, that's what I am. Do you see that show Mad Men? Yeah, distract you with popsicles. It's like, sounds like a retard. I have the shiny penny. Ooh. But it worked. It fucking worked. Did you ever see that show Mad Men? Probably needed a cable subscription or something to watch that. I see. So are they like natural sweetener? And you haven't seen anything. Mad Men's like the first thing I've actually talked about that is quality. Although the finale ruined it. I believe it was a show about advertising in the 60s. It was set in an ad agency, all these madmen and ad men, I should say, but it was called Mad Men because it's so clever. Um, but I believe that they had something like actually like what's the word? Like woke, but in a good way, planned for the finale, where they were going to like expose too much. And so what happened was that I believe Coke ended up basically buying the show. And the last episode or two are about the ad agency having to promote Coke. And it's like, it seemed like a real conflict of interest for the show because it's like, the, up until that point, it had been like brands from the 60s that were no longer really relevant or even existent, and then the last episode is basically promoting Coke, and it's like a thinly veiled ad, and Don Draper's character is completely out of character, and the ending is just this bullshit, a feel good thing where it's meant to make you think that it's like, oh, he found spirituality and whatnot, but it's also like it's this ad for everyone should enjoy Coke and whatnot, and it's like those two things are like complete opposite ends of the spectrum. The show never played it like that. It was always very sort of much like there's a line drawn between what is and isn't bullshit. And then it was completely blurred in the finale. Um, Adding to that, it was just also like, yeah, lots of feel good shit where the show wasn't about that. Like characters finally get together, where it's like the whole point of the show is it's not that show. And even in the last season, the guy who played Don Draper, um, what the fuck was his name? John Hamm. I feel like he was replaced because he couldn't even act anymore. I was watching it with my friend at the time. We both agreed. We were both like, what the fuck is this? Like, they even had to make his plot lines more soap opera because, like, just to compensate for the fact, like, he was like, I feel like they didn't have enough time for the clone to sort of like assimilate. Like they say they give the clone like weeks or even months to eventually like become normal. And so, like, yeah, his acting was just so weird, and it wasn't part of the show. So that I really feel like Coke basically came in and made it so that they couldn't tell the truth. Probably they were going to talk shit about Coke and everything. They're probably going to talk about all the stem cells and shit in it. But anyway, that's a very long rant for something that you have no knowledge or interest of. And also now you don't even need to watch it because I just spoiled the ending. So wow. So I'm great at talking. Where's my water? Oh. Just completely killed the conversation. Now there's no like momentum or anything. What's the last TV show that you've been binge watched? Or anyone, if anyone else is watching, which I know they are, unless that number's a lie. Anyone been like what's everyone's favorite show? Any like modern shows that anyone's been watching? I don't really watch anything new. Mexico, you say? Oh, there's the water. Oh, my phone. Ask and he shall receive. Well, where did you hear that? Because I mean, I'm not saying it's not true because like Mexico is basically lawless, isn't it? Like the cartel controls that whole country. Is it the country? If you see all the gangsters drinking Coke, then you know it's probably true. I didn't really like Breaking Bad. I tried watching it, and it just felt like it was just like too catastrophic for me. I felt like the formula was like basically let's just have the worst thing possible happen, and it escalates. And for me, especially at that time when I was like trying to minimize my anxiety and stuff, it just didn't really appeal to me. Did you ever see The Sopranos? Because I was also spoiled on like The Sopranos, where I feel like just the level of writing and character depth and everything was a lot more compelling. I feel like Breaking Bad was a little bit more shallow, where it's just like sort of caricatures, not really like real people. It's like sort of like a pulp fictiony kind of thing. Okay. Like, I don't think that there's any like positive message about Breaking Bad. You know, like to watch a show like that. I don't think there's anything spiritually positive about it. Well, there was probably like something cathartic about watching something like that. You know, whereas I don't really have that experience. But yeah, I mean, it was also like the template for most shows these days, where it's just like, let's just show fucked up stuff happening, and it's like, isn't that what the news is for? And you know, don't we all agree that the news sucks? It's always bad. This episode's worse than the last one, you know? As a kid, did your parents watch the news, nightly news and whatnot? Because mine did like pretty much every time, every like when we had dinner, like we were the kind of Nelson family that always watched the TV and like it always had to be the fucking news. Okay. That that guy struck me as a psychopath. The Jesse Pinkman, the actual actor. I'm starting to train myself pretty good on like noticing. I don't know what if it's like narc or psychopath. I would say you can't be a psychopath without being a narcissist. You know what I mean? But it's like they have those glassy eyes that don't move. Like you see my eyes. Like I don't know. It's this thing like the you see the cogs turning and whatnot. You see like you see the motions in them, but like Narcs tend to have these eyes that are just sort of like they're always staring, even at the best of times. Even if the face is doing other things, they just have like like that, kind of like that, but less intense. But to that degree, their eyes are like sort of stuck looking, and like they can be like, "Hey, how's it going?" But it's like doll eyes almost, you know. Um, oh yeah, I was complete even as a kid. I'm like, why are we watching this? It's just like negative. Um, oh wow, man, he must have been acting his ass off in that role. Now I've seen him in talk shows and everything, and he has that fake like over the top laugh and all this stuff. It just uh, I find him annoying. I find him yeah like to be a fake person. I think he's fake, like most actors are, I suppose, because that's the whole job. But to varying degrees, it's like a spectrum, I suppose. But you know what I'm talking about with those eyes, like narcissistic eyes, where it's like, surely you've met your share of narcissists, like real ones, not like joke ones like me. I'm basically a parody of a narcissist. I'm so deeply insecure that I jokingly overcompensate by like tooting my own horn as loudly as I can. That's what I'm going to claim. Yeah, yeah. Well, the Bryan Cranston too. He's a really good actor, but he's fairly insufferable in interviews because I'm the type of person who likes to like reference people because I get a feeling about everybody I see, and so that if I have any way to stalk them, I do. No, I double check. I'm like, okay, what are they like in real life? Because I'm getting this sense, and then usually it's right or it's confirmation bias, but makes no sense. It makes no difference in my fucking crazy head. But I believe that I am an excellent judge of character for the most part. Why do you think no one else is talking? Do you think it's just because we have such a natural rapport that people feel intimidated to jump in? Well, the Jesse Pinkman, that's his character's name. I don't know what the thing is, but he actually got his start on The Price is Right, where he was like, they call him out of the crowd. We don't have that in Australia, but I've seen clips of it, and I know what a game show is. He was called out, to answer some questions or whatever, and it's all staged. That's those shows, like especially Price is Right. That's where they deliberately like test test people if like someone sells their soul or they're a Freemason, so they get this opportunity to like be like, okay, we're going to start you off on Price is Right. So it seems like organic, like it's kind of like I said, it's testing them on see how the public if the public likes them or giving them an opportunity to go viral or whatever. So he went like semi-viral from Price is Right, and like they do that on Inside the Actors Studio too. Like Bradley Cooper and a bunch of other different people have had like their very first appearance on camera, like asking a famous person a question, and it's all that sort of stuff where I feel like behind the scenes, you know, it's like the strings are pulled so that they can be like, well, it would be fishy if we like give you the lead role in a big TV show. So we're going to like sort of like blend you into the public's awareness through this little bit here, or even like being on the news or something like that. Like, yeah, I saw the shooting. It was messed up. That kind of stuff. And like, hey, that guy's really attractive. Mm, well, a lot of people are awful in real life. Like, yeah, I agree, but it's like at least actors can be charming. I'll take a charming psychopath over the type that I tend to be surrounded by. Yeah, that seems to be the case. But I don't understand, like, because I try to lead by example. So I'm out here, what's that? Hanging on by the skin of my teeth or whatever. I'm just like I'm doing my very best to like keep this thing afloat. So I'm consistently just saying any shit that I can, and it's embarrassing, and it's fairly daunting. But like I'm putting myself out there. So like, how much courage does it take to just type something? And I'm easy to talk to. You know, I feel like if you say something, I'll be able to generate. I can generate material with nothing. If someone just says like, "Hey, how's it going? I'm up to this. I've watched your videos or whatever." I'll have a fucking million things to say. I'll have a million questions for them. They don't have to answer them, but it's not like this has been proven in my other live streams. When people talk to me, I feel like I make it easy for them. I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, okay. Cool story, bro." It'll be fun. It's fun. It was maybe a little too intense about how fun it will be. See what I mean? I'm fucking saying all this shit, and it's like just off the top of my head, and I'm getting stuff wrong. There's nothing to be afraid of, right? Yeah, I remember you mentioning that. Did you hear about like the audition process back in Shirley Temple's day? I assume it wasn't like that, or maybe you didn't get that far in the audition process, but that's a horrifying thought. It was actually Shirley Temple and her mom got like both nearly R worded by two different executives. The dude, like they were taken to separate offices by these guys that worked at whatever Warner Brothers or whatever the fuck. And like Shirley Temple's like 10 years old or something, right? And the executive like takes off all his clothes, and because she had never seen a naked man before, she started laughing at him, and he got so embarrassed he told her just to get the hell out of here, blah blah blah. So that's I guess that's a what do you call it? Like a hot tip or whatever. That's not really the word I wanted to use. But ladies, if you're ever about to be R worded, just laugh. Just laugh at them. And hopefully they're not also a violent psychopath. Yeah, I was looking at my astrology. I had one of the placements, the what do you call it? The synastry was that Steven Spielberg would really like me. So I imagine like if I had that opportunity, I could have been the kid in Jurassic Park or something, right? Now I'd have lifelong trauma. There's those kids from Jurassic Park who never made any other movies. They were really good too. But that's Spielberg's whole thing. Is he wants the kids to be terrified. I've seen all this stuff about like Drew Barrymore and like getting her to scream real well, and that girl from Poltergeist that died from I'm not even gonna say because it's horrible. But they say Spielberg did that, and Macaulay Culkin talked about how a very high up executive or director propositioned him and told him that his shoes were made from the girl out of the girl from Poltergeist and stuff. So pretend there's no cameras. Yeah, that's like experience you'll need later on, I imagine. Well, it's kind of a good thing that didn't happen for you. Do you remember what it was for? Oh, just it was for something like ET or something. I don't know. I didn't really even like that movie E.T. I know that I should probably stop saying things I don't like, but I found E.T. like too ugly to find endearing. Is that a hot take? E.T. was too ugly. He looked like a testicle. which again is probably like a subliminal thing, you know, because they pair it with a kid. Oh, okay. So you don't know the name of it? So I want to see this girl who's a better actress than you, or just less camera shy. I've never heard of that. I'll yeah, I'll look into it later, maybe. Well, I think if even though it was a flop, I think it would have made you a star. You would have been like the standout performance in that one. Did you do? Yeah, well, like I said, I've never heard of it. Um, did you do drama in school or anything like that? I did drama all throughout high school. I liked it. I mainly chose subjects that were like less. I chose the subjects that were least likely to give me homework, but I do like acting because that's what I'm doing right now. My whole life, I'm just pretending to be straight. People are like, "That's what you're going for?" Yeah, exactly, those fucks. They were sitting on a gold mine. How long has this been going for? This has been going for, like, roughly as long as yesterday's stream. It's, like, the total opposite, though. Like, yesterday, it went for, like, 50 minutes and only one person talked, but it was, like, in the vast minority of the runtime. Whereas today, it's been nothing but chat about, like, really important matters. Yeah. Hmm, okay. Sounds like something bad happened. You wanna tell the whole world about that? I was really introverted, as I still am to a degree. Maybe it's just more guarded because I don't give a fuck. But yeah, I'm very choosy, picky, or whatever, selective. Big word about who I actually showed my personality to as a grown adult. But I always liked acting. I fucking love it. Actually, I don't have any like stage fright. I feel more confident or comfortable on a stage than anywhere else, just because it's accepted that I can be like whatever I want to be there. Whereas day to day, all that sort of stuff, you know, it's 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 quite a lot, you know. But I think that's true of all people with psychosis. Well, that's a sign that it was really, really bad if you don't even remember it. You know, it's like your brain won't even let you um, access that memory. I've got ones like that. It's probably for the best because like people who remember their trauma, they're really messed up because they have to do stuff to forget it, you know? So it's better if you don't know. Like ignorance is bliss. I know that's not what that saying is referring to, but it, you know, it definitely holds true. Well, that's not a better shot at all. Mm, mm, mm. Hey, if any new people are here, like, feel free to leave a like. I'm happy we got to 6 already. We've outdone yesterday's stream, but if we can get to 7, then it's like 6, 7. Alicia, do you know 6, 7? I know that you have this um I was trying to think of the word, but like you have an aversion to brain rot. But have you heard of 6, 7? Something the kids say. I don't know what it means. I think it's like 69, but like for a new generation, because they always have to make it. They always have to divide the generation. So it's like back in my day, we said 69. It made more sense. But I think that's what 6, 7 is. But I literally don't know because I don't want to know. Mm. But you've heard of it, and if you haven't, it's going to be flooding your feed within seconds. So if it does, yeah, feel free to let me know. Does anyone here know what 6, 7 means? I feel like it's cursed. Like once you know, it's like looking into like Raiders of the Lost Ark or whatever. Like it's like seeing the Ark, and you're like whatever, like metaphorically, your face melts off. Once you know that, it's like you become one of them. So I don't necessarily want to know, but I assume it's just a bastardization of 69. It's just a way so kids will be like they're confusing their parents and grandparents and be like, "You're not cool." Like you say 69. Actually, now that I think about it, I used to have a joke, and I believe I've told it at least once on my videos, where like say that there's a number 68 or something. I go 68. That's one number away from my favorite number, 67. It's like a mislead where it's like you would hope the audience is like, I thought he was going to say 69. Why would it be 67? So the fucks, they've just stolen that from me. Everyone steals from me. I was always the kid in school who like was too shy to like say the funniest shit ever, like just call it out in class. So I just say it to my fuckhead friend next to me, and then they'd say it out loud, and they'd be getting laid left and right. Oh, it's literally just nonsense. So that would explain how I've heard it a million times and still have yet to even like discern or glean any meaning from it because it has no meaning, just like life these days. So that's great. That's fucking fantastic. I groom like an animal. Like this isn't a bit. This is actually how I do it. I asked Google AI. I showed it some of my pictures, and I asked it because I'm interested in like physiognomy, like how maybe even humans we're a mix of like gray aliens and other animals. And so I asked the AI to tell me like what animal I would be based on my facial features and whatnot, and it says either a wolf or a lion. And I think, yeah, lion, yeah, and I ain't lying. So I think that's pretty cool. Because like you're the way you look also like defines how you are. Yeah, us older folks. Well, speak for yourself. I'm a spring chicken compared to you. Yeah. Well, like maybe the wolf thing should be more accurate because it's like truth dog and like, wolf wolf and whatnot, but with facial hair, yeah. Or like just cats in general. It's pretty interesting. So if you feel like giving Google AI your private data like I do all the time. You know, it's something interesting. I've also had it turn me into a woman, which I've used as like thumbnails just to be like, I wonder if I'd be attracted to myself as a woman. And not so much. I'm not really my own type, but the stupid thing, like, because I had facial hair in one of the pictures, and it took all the facial hair off, but it left like the mustache a little bit. It's like, oh, okay, so I'm like some sort of Russian woman. Um, but yeah, that's Oh my god, yeah. Once you I think it's once you're over 20 now, because like with social media, the expectation is if you're not famous in high school, if you haven't gone viral in high school, your life's over. Yeah. There's the 27 club, and then there's the 47 club. I'm trying to get into the 67 club. See, you can't even use that as a reference that works. I should stop eating cherries because I'm not hungry anymore, but it's probably going to give me diarrhea or something. Leave a like, please, everyone. Arrested Development. Yeah, I don't really know like what age I look. I know I look slightly at the very least I look a little bit younger than my actual age, but I've heard like conflicting reports, and it probably comes down to like what I'm wearing, facial hair length and whatnot, how much sleep I've had. Oh yeah, and these are actually really good. These are really good ones. It costs a shit ton though for that. Guess how much that cost? Guess how much this cost? It was full when I bought it. I'm stupid, but I'm not that easily scammed. Guess how many dollary dues this one cost me, huh? Hmm. Well, it's like they say, you're only as young as you feel. Don't know why my hands did that. Tourette's or something. No, 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 no. I'm asking you to guess, or anyone. Hey, guys, this is your perfect opportunity to guess. $6.70, 6 7. Oh, okay. Well, this cost $20 Australian, and I think our dollar is worth 50 cents to yours. So I mean, I guess I paid like $40 for that American, or at least 30. Hey, it's Sundance, my good friend. Right? We've just we've been chatting about all sorts of stuff, Sundancer, mainly brain rot. Are you a big fan of the Rizzler? Or do you know the Costco guys? Clavicular, right? I beg for someone to finally start talking, and this is what I say to them. Good lord. Hey Alicia, feel free to keep chatting. I think I just killed the conversation. Yeah, clavicular. So you're not a fan so much? Oh, it's actually cheaper in America? I thought our dollar was weak. Hmm. Okay. That's good. I don't even think they're GMO either, because like that was from like a fruit market kind of place rather than a supermarket where Is that true in America where all the fruit in the supermarkets is basically poison and or GMO? Sundancer, you're female, is that correct? I just assume all my viewers are female because obviously. Yeah, it's really deceptive because like when I shop for fruit, like I I gotta smell the fruit. And sometimes it'll actually smell good. And so that's usually my bar for quality. So I'll buy it and then I'll take it home and it's like, "Oh fuck, this tastes like a plastic." So, you know, like they actually spray like watermelon or whatever, like they dye it pink, like the same thing they do with meat. They'll like dye it red because it's otherwise it's just gray because it's probably just human meat or something. They dye even the fruit, and I imagine they probably got like these sprays to make them smell good too. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, okay. So, what don't you like about Clavicular? Because he's meant to be like traditionally like handsome. He's meant to be like, you know, the guy that all the guys want to be, the ladies want to be with. But, you know, where do you live again? Sundancer? You must be living in the one country where they haven't completely GMO'd everything. Yeah, I know he's fake. Assuming you haven't just been lurking this whole time and decided to organically be like, "Hey, I just got here." Maybe you could watch the stream back later, and you can see that essentially, yeah, I agree with you. I was educating Alicia here on his whole backstory. That's right. That's right. I had that conversation with you like a month or so ago, and there was another dude in there, and we were like talking about astrology and stuff. Is that right? And you said that you look like a female version of me or something. I was like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Hey, look, I'm gonna be back. This is it's nice. I got you two chatting. It's like that Tamagotchi life where the NPCs interact with each other. So feel free to chat it up. Ladies, I gotta go to the toilet. I don't mean to be explicit, but it's piss. I need to take a piss. A urine stream out of my penis. Um, so I'll be back in a minute. But yeah. Oh, hopefully everyone hasn't left. What we got here? 9 earthquakes. Oh yeah, I somehow haven't managed to destroy my brain completely from drugs. I'm working on it. I okay, so like after you said that, so I had no real frame of reference for what you were talking about, but you were saying that in the Appalachian Mountains, um that people tend to you said that people tend to look similar to you. And so I I looked up Appalachian Mountain like conspiracy videos, and there are a bunch of women um talking about, their weird experiences with it because it's like basically like Twilight Zone place. And they were all like completely gorgeous. Like they were like, I was like, holy crap, these are like the most angelic, pretty looking women I've ever seen in my life. So is that what you were talking about? I couldn't like, and then I looked. I'm like, is that a? I look like are people like just better looking there? And apparently, like North Carolina is one of like the best looking. Like people from North Carolina, it's like one of the best looking states in America. I know that Red and Link from GMM are there, and they're pretty good looking dudes. But it was just like that. They've got this like they had this quality to their eyes, and like they had really nice hair and skin and everything. I was like, wow, it's just crazy that not only that, but like it's such a place where like so much evil seems to be going on. So it almost seems like kind of like a geographical balancing thing going on. I don't know. All the blood's rushed from my brain to somewhere else. Superior Robin. That's I don't. That's an interesting way of introducing yourself to the conversation. Most people say like, "Hi, how's it going?" But age of consent or lies, puberty, the true age of consent. I think it used to be. Um, I think the people in charge just it's not fun if it's not a crime, you know. So they make it this arbitrary age, you know. And so when they get up to what they get up to, they feel like they're all edgy and breaking the law and whatnot. Why are you asking me? I'm like the most sexist guy in the world. What does everyone else think? So Sundancer, is that what you're talking about? You look like those type of women I was mentioning before. Because in that chat, I had that picture of myself as a woman. I was just mentioning that before, how I use Google AI to like render myself as a female to see if I'd find myself attractive. Is that what you look like? Kind of like that? Well, I have no idea, but I view sex as like it's like a biological kind of function. So it's like sex is for reproduction. So as soon as someone enters puberty, they're essentially at the age where that's applicable. Um, the problem is in this world, most people shouldn't be breeding. Like the sex is mainly, I would say, to procreate. It feels good so that that you're gonna do it. But, yeah, I think it's maybe a good thing that, the age of consent is a little older these days because most people should definitely not be breeding. Yeah, with that though, at least, like as we grow up, we're exposed to so much stupid shit. Like we're really dumbed down as far as people go, and also our society is really dysfunctional and evil. Um, So it's not really like I'm saying, it's not really the place to be breeding. So it's I'm finding it difficult to keep up with this now. It's like one of those things. Be careful what you wish for. Well, I had such low self-esteem that I didn't even believe I'd ever get a girlfriend as a teenager. So, like I said, I'm not the best frame of reference for this sort of stuff. My dad lost his virginity when he was 12, apparently, to a 21-year-old woman, and he said it was the bee's knees. Well, if you're going to spiral, here's this is a safe place to do so. Well, that sort of stuff, low self-esteem as a teenager usually carries on into adulthood. Um, were you bullied or anything, or is this sort of just something that you told yourself? Because for me, I was obese in high school, and I had acne all over my body, and so I just wanted to die, right? Um, she's the oldest in age, but probably the youngest mentally. 31, that's not old. That's that's not too old. Yeah. I don't like I know we've talked about this before. I did a better job with it when I was drunk because I don't censor myself at all, and I can I don't know. I'm able to express my feelings more readily. But also you asked me recently, and I feel like I gave you decent advice where it's just like I forget what I said, but I feel like I did pretty well. I joked that like if you're worried about guys being attracted to younger women, then just go after older guys. I was half joking, but I don't see the problem there because like women, it's like the opposite with men. Women are more naturally attracted to older men because you know, they have experience, they have resources and whatnot. And I guess with men too, they tend to look more masculine as they grow up to a certain point. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I was very unhealthy in high school, and then I lost all the weight, and I started getting a lot more positive attention, but the low self-esteem didn't go anywhere, so I wasn't able to do anything about it. Okay. Yeah, Rob, I'm like, what exactly is the problem? Do you not like the way you look or something? Yeah, yeah. Mm. Well, I feel that way too, and that comes across in these streams where I feel like to be happy with a video or a stream or something, I essentially have to trick my audience. So, like right now, it's all just angles and lighting and things like how I hold myself and what I choose to say and like how I choose to come across. Like I have that perfectionist sort of streak too, where it's not healthy. And I think you'll find that when you're focusing on other people, the thing that you like about them is that they have flaws, that they're not perfect. I think that's what see, that's the silly thing that we trick ourselves with, that we need to be the perfect version of ourselves. Whereas the thing that is actually attractive to us is when someone is vulnerable, is not perfect. They have flaws. They have insecurities, you know? To a certain point, to a certain point. It can be like you don't want someone who's like fucking suicidally depressed or anything like that necessarily, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it sounds to me like you're similar to me again with like this sort of like rigid thinking, this sort of black and white thing. And so I'm not like saying that you're wrong. I'm saying I can relate to you, but um it's you shouldn't necessarily like think in terms of like this is all this can be and this is all that can be. And yeah, it sounds like that perfectionist streak is like the Leo kind of aspect. That's another thing, Sundancer. You were saying that you're pretty sure it was like a Leo ascendant. Whereas my mum had told me that I was born early in the morning, which made me an Aquarius ascendant, which it doesn't seem to ring true. And so, because my mum is not a reliable narrator, we'll put it like that, and she's awful when it comes to like time management or awareness. I actually put in my information as if I was born at like 8 at night rather than 8 in the morning. And my chart was so much more accurate. And I looked into like Leo ascendants, and I also understand what you were talking about now about how I came across that way. It's flattering and also, not so much, but I'm able to own that now. So like, sorry, Superior Robin. It's just my natural Leo ascendant, not narcissism, Leo ascendant taking over and having to derail things back to myself. There you go, Robin. Look on the bright side. It'll only take 7 years. You work in a prison still, so hopefully, like you have, um, 7 years is nothing compared to the type of guys you hang around with, who are probably in there for life. I seem to be attracting a certain demographic of people. Self self hatred seems to be um, the thing we all have in common. Yeah, it's I think Sundancer was talking about just like healthy habits, like starting small and just like building on things. Don't try to like restructure your entire life or personality or anything like that, pardon me, overnight. Do like healthy habits. I don't know anything about your day to day, but I remember when we did chat that one time, because I was drinking, you decided to start drinking too, and that was like early in the morning for you. So if that is a constant, then I would say maybe start there. You know, with the morning drinking stuff, alcohol and all that stuff is not good for your mental health. What do you mean? What do you mean it's impossible in your current living situation? Well, it wasn't just like the ascendant because like once I changed that info, all the houses, like I looked up, okay, so like second house in whatever it was. I'm like, wow, this shit is like way more accurate than what I thought it was, which is really unfortunate because like for several years, I was living under the guise of almost like I'd self-programmed myself with this information that astrology had told me because I know that astrology is accurate. Um, but like just these specifics, I was like, okay, I guess I'm like that, and it's not even true, you know? That doesn't sound good. Um, but that doesn't necessarily mean you need to get drunk in the morning, right? What about exercise, like getting out and just like being outside, being in the sun? Because like the last few days I've been like really down and I couldn't really figure out why because I was doing everything that I normally do. And I just realized last night that I hadn't been going for a walk lately just because of my schedule and I do so much work at the gym. I thought, well, I'm getting my exercise there. I'm eating less, so why do I need to go for a walk? But it's like just being out in the sun and getting vitamin D um, is so important for like your general health and mood and everything. Or like Sundancer is saying, you can literally apparently ask the sun for help. Well, you know, you go to a park or somewhere where it's not so busy. Have you tried sun gazing? Because that's what I did early on, and I don't do it anymore. Um, but it might have what it might be part of what led to me like even starting my channel, like because I feel like early on when I started like practicing all these different spiritual things and seeing what worked and what didn't, that it just ended up being really motivating for me. Yeah. Well, Robin, are you still working at the prison? I mean, surely that's decent money. Um, you obviously you can't change your living situation right now, but yeah, like, see, I don't know what you're doing, but if you're eating like fast food or any of that sort of junk, that could be a big reason why you don't feel good. Because like if money is an issue, then I understand it's most likely that you're not like you can't afford the best food. Um, and also if you're unhappy, you're probably eating your feelings to a degree. I'm just speaking from experience, ex-obese guy, you know? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And also, I agree completely, Sundancer. And also, it's when those like clusters of behavior, they do attach negative, like demonic influence and spirits. So, I would say, Robin, the fact that you have this negative self-talk, it's probably not you because you, at your core, you sound like you're striving for, you know, your own personal perfection. That's your true authentic self. Like that's a healthy ego. The conflict seems to be that you have sort of like ride-alongs, like when we're not in when we're not in the best place mentally, that's usually like that's when demons come because your vibration is low, and it's like you have a gap in your force field, and so at the very least, you know these negative influences are like whispering all this stuff in your ear, and it sounds like that's what's going on. And again, it's not judgmental. I'm speaking from experience, and this can happen to anybody. So like drinking alcohol, eating bad food, uh, whatever it might be, that stuff lowers your vibration. Not going outside and getting sunlight, because it's like, you know, they say vampires, they're allergic to the sun. It's the same thing for demons, the non-physical beings that can influence people. You go out in the sun for half an hour, you're going to burn these fuckers up, and they won't be able to whisper in your ear for a little while. If you keep maintaining healthy habits, it's going to create a shield spiritually high vibration shield that will stop them from getting through to you, because it really sounds like that's what's going on, and that's what causes suicide and things like that. Is that when these demons, they whisper all these horrible things in people's ear. It's like what they say about the angel on the right shoulder and the demon on the left shoulder. Well, if money's not an issue, I'd start with diet. If you can't change your location, just start with your diet. Just drink water, try to find clean, healthy water. The fluoride isn't going to help because it stops you from acting on your intuition. It calcifies your pineal gland. Sorry, I'm having a real hard time reading all this. Yeah, exactly. So you're like, again, I agree. You're at this prison. All these people are there. Well, most of them are there because they're bad people. You're surrounded by demonic energy, and these little fuckers are like fleas. They're going to be jumping on you. Like I said, they're ride-alongs, and that's that. I mean, for you, so like a positive person, I can tell you're a positive, good person with empathy. To be experiencing these negative thoughts, it's not you. It's not you. It's them. Moving sounds like a good move. So you know what to do. It's just, taking the steps to achieve that, which I believe you can do. We all believe in you, like you've got how many? I'm not good at counting. Three. Yeah, you got three people here who are literally on your side. Like three of the best people in the world, I would say. It's like something Trump would say. Leo Ascendant. Yeah, garlic. That's a good point. Another, see, in all those fables I tell you about all these natural remedies that you're meant to believe that all this stuff is just like made up, like, well, I don't know, wives' tales or whatever, but they do actually hold some esoteric meaning and value. Yeah. Especially Robin, since you're trying to attract a good, you would want a good man, which is rare. Well, the saying, comparison is the thief of joy. The way I see it is that, like, I'm the best version of me. No one else is going to beat me at my own game, So it's like, I don't know what it comes down to for you specifically, but you just need to find your lane, you know what I mean? Yeah, and also I don't even know who you're talking about. I don't know what your definition of perfect is. It's probably just physically or something like that, because I can tell you're not really talking to these people. Yeah, and also if you in your current state with all these feelings, that's your vibration. You're going to attract a toxic person. Um, well, narcissists are naturally attracted to empaths because it's like predator and prey, and they want to basically snub out your light, and it happens to so many women where they are just broken by a horrible man who took advantage of their empathy and vulnerability, and yeah, so it's actually a good thing that you're single right now. Yeah. Well, Sundance, did you mean like NPCs? Like you were saying clavicular and whatnot? And yeah, I would agree. Like, Yeah, they're not real. The world is an illusion, it's a test. It's to make sure that you are worthy of something better. This whole place. So you don't necessarily have to find another person. That would be great, obviously, and that's what you want, and so that's what you deserve. But if you don't, as long as you love yourself, you're gonna be fine. Yeah, I agree with that, Sundancer. And I'm not even there. Like, so it's funny to me that I'm being asked for this advice. Well, technically, it's um, what's the word? It's fortunate um that Sundancer and Alicia are here in the chat as well. So this is one of those things where like you're putting yourself out there, and it's almost serendipitous that there are people here who understand you and can empathize and even have experienced the stuff that you're experiencing and have worked on it or even gotten to the other side of it. So I'd say if you're going to trust anyone's advice right now, it would be these people, not those demons on your fucking left shoulder whispering all this horrible stuff to you. I also understand that you probably know all this stuff anyway, vaguely. It's just very difficult to believe in it because you can know something's true, but then acting on that is like a totally different thing, and it takes a lot of courage. Well, you still have youth, and I mean, you're the only one who can speak for the other um, aspects, but yeah, I mean, you're fine. It's catastrophizing, and which again, I'm sure we can all relate to. Yeah, exactly. I know you know this stuff. And like we can tell you we can tell you all the stuff that you know, and it's good to hear it. It's good to have support, but the ball's in your court essentially. And it sounds like you're doing everything you can to improve your situation, even if it's just little by little. Like you're moving in the right direction, so eventually you'll get there. I don't. It's Yeah, it's this is maybe a bit of an aside, but like they say that birthdays, like the celebrating birthdays and singing that birthday song, it's like it's a way to curse people into believing they age. You'll find that people who don't actually celebrate birthdays and sing that song, where it's like it's like a spellcraft or whatever, that acknowledging your age and actually thinking of yourself in terms of, "Oh, I am this number," that convinces your body biologically to actually change and decay. So that's why most people, like normies, they tend to look like 10 years worse or older than they actually are. Like I saw this dude in the gym recently. I thought he was like in his 50s. He was working with a trainer and he said, "Oh, I had my 40th birthday last week." I was like, "Holy fucking shit." I forget, like, that's why people are surprised I look young because I'm not a person who, like, really partakes in this world, it's I try to avoid stress, which is trying to avoid other people and all the stuff that you're meant to do, including celebrating birthdays and singing happy birthday and that shit. I'm not saying that you can't have cake or enjoy yourself on your special day, but it's just, like, believing in that stuff, it's all part, like it's like the Jews, they're programming everyone to kill themselves basically with everything they do. You do it to yourself. They give you enough rope, kind of thing, with everything they do in society. It's all it's all like they'll take you to the edge of the cliff and convince you to jump off. So don't listen to them. Listen to yourself. You're not. You listen to us. You agree. You got to listen to yourself. And I got to start taking my own advice a bit better too, because I feel like a hypocrite. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone's going to disagree with you about aging there. Yeah, absolutely. Um, thank you. That's very flattering, Sundancer. I get, well, oh, how do I answer this without like taking away all those nice things you said about me? Um, I feel like the world doesn't allow me to shine, if that's the best way I could put it. I can be like this on a camera because essentially I'm on a stage and I'm being entertaining and whatnot. But if you put me out into the real world, it's like this gray, depressing, like the energy's bad. It's like, you know how like a baby is born screaming because they feel the heavy vibration of earth and they're like, fuck, what am I doing here? This is horrible. When when I step outside, I'm not really any of my positive qualities. I'm basically like I'm a sponge for how awful the atmosphere and the people around me are, because, like, I think we'd agree most people aren't great, I'm not saying that people are bad or anything, but, like, they're not, I don't think they're, like I don't think they're the same caliber as the people in this chat, for instance, I'll try to put it that way, and so, like, I feel almost embarrassed to be myself around most people because it just makes it draws too much attention to me. I'm trying to say this without seeming like a fucking narcissist, but yeah, but like once I start actually talking about what I want to talk about, which is chemtrails and narcissists and all sorts of other things, it's not, like most people don't have a wheelhouse for that kind of conversation. So yeah, I can look at myself in the mirror, or I can like make a video and think, "Oh yeah, I fucking love that guy." But you try being this in the real world. It's like, I'd have to have a microphone and camera on me to be like this. To be myself because the world is functioned to be basically like NPC friendly, and I'm NPC, you know. I don't no way. No fucking way. I'm not gonna stoop to that level. So the world doesn't really give me opportunities to shine without it being incredibly awkward. So yeah, I tend to default to just being invisible as best I can, which is impossible for me. But I tend to default to being a person who doesn't say anything, and I'd rather people just assume that I'm like a mysterious sort of dude rather than let them in. Because also most people I don't think they can be really fully trusted. I think there's like a spectrum of evil that most people are on, and I don't think I'm on it. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think that answers your question. I don't. Thank you for the compliment, though. Can you relate at all to that those Sundancer, like just not being comfortable actually being yourself and expressing yourself to most people? Well, I don't have any trouble with it when I'm drunk. I'll put it that way. Like the times where when I'm down at my mum's house and she lives in a really awesome area, like really nice area with really attractive people and whatnot. I get drunk, I go out. Like people are like just I'm like the Pied fucking Piper, you know, like people are just like following me around and like you know, I'm like the star of wherever I am. But like let's say I go to the gym today, I can't be like that. Because there's fucking guys that want to kill me. There's guys that want to kill me for all those nice things you said about me because they're fucking jealous. And yeah, that might be in my head, but I'm pretty fucking sure it's true. And I've looked it up about like good-looking guys and whatnot, and it's a real thing. Guys are so jealous of guys that are, aren't average. Well, yes, Alicia, yeah, they are NPCs, but they also do have control of whether or not I can still go to that gym. Most of them are on their phones anyway, it's kind of like they're zombies. But um it's kind of like they live, like we've got one who can see. You ever feel like that? Well, you don't even have to be talking about any kind of controversial stuff. They can just tell that you're a threat to the system because you're not like them. You don't move like them. You don't do what they do. You don't look how they look. You don't sound how they sound. You know, like Simpsons, independent thought alarm. Anyway, we were talking about Robin's problems, not mine. I'm fucking perfect, all right? Yeah. But who knows how long like the end game goes for? I've said this before. I'm hoping that we at the very least see the fake alien invasion while we're alive. That would be such a tease if like we lived through all the propaganda and programming of of all this cool shit. Like I can't wait. I can't wait for the zombie apocalypse. That's where I feel like I'll be able to thrive. Because the thing that stops me from being myself is the fact that I can be banned from the gym because the shit I have, as far as I can tell, it's funny, ironic, and yeah, I'll be making fun of things, but it's all in good nature. But that's not what most people are programmed to accept these days. And like the time, I don't agree with most laws, even like in traffic. Some of the times, I'll just pull onto the side lane and I'll just overtake all the cars that aren't driving fast enough, and I'll do shit like that all the time. Where it's like, fuck the fucking law, but I do it sparingly because I don't want to be thrown in jail just because I don't feel like I should be fucking waiting in traffic that's not even real. Yeah, well, time, like they say, time is an illusion. Well, okay. Speaking of though, it has been nearly 2 hours. I think, look, honestly, there's some pattern stuff I've noticed where it feels like at the end of this year they might be pulling another COVID, and I've said that before. Someone clipped me on this. I'm happy to be wrong about it because who the fuck wants another COVID? But from what I am observing, it seems like they're going to pull another kind of one of those everyone has to stay indoors for their own safety kind of thing towards the end of this year. I feel like once they did that and got away with it, they're like, "Oh, okay, this is just a card in our deck that we can draw on now." I might be wrong, but I mean, and hopefully it's the fake alien invasion, or at the very least, like a zombie thing or something like that. I mean it. I would really, really like that. Fucking the world is so boring. Why are you asking about that? I suppose that should have been my first question. Why are you asking about the age of consent? I thought that's what the rapture's for. That like the 10 to 30% of people who are actually like spirited, that that will all be taken up to Pleroma or whatever, and it's just going to look like aliens abducted certain people, and because no one has any sort of pattern recognition, they won't be able to connect that it's just been people who weren't pieces of shit. Probably because all those people will be anonymous to the average person. Oh man. It sounds like you're going out of your way to make your mental problems worse. Like, hypothetically fixating on something that you don't want to believe in is the last thing you should be doing if you're wanting to get if you're wanting the opposite outcome. Again, I'm saying that I'm diagnosing you as a person who can relate to that sort of thinking. I've been there too, where it's like you want it's hard, it's difficult. You've got so much you need to do and so much baggage you need to unpack. So you're like, oh, okay, well, logically, this is why I can't do it, and this is why it's hard, and this is why it's unfair. It seems like you're doing that. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't even particularly even understand what the rapture is, but I'm just referencing one of the many scenarios I've come across, and doesn't seem any less plausible than the rest. But that's the nature of conspiracy theory: is anything could be true as long as it's within the line of deception. What are these videos you're watching? It sounds like yeah. Guys watch certain videos where it's younger women portrayed in a certain way, but I don't think that you're watching those kind of things. Truth Dog, that's my name. Well, not really. Well, sorry, no one's saying anything, so I'm just looking at myself. That's probably why you all stopped saying stuff. You just noticed this guy on camera. It's like an animal seeing their reflection in a stream or something. Oh, literally. Woof woof. Yeah, those guys aren't good guys, and it's also like I've experienced the same thing. It's like what you focus on, you tend to see more than you want to. It's how to put it? It's kind of like this how this holographic reality works, and it's yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say as well. Though I see those kind of dudes and I wanna kill them. Um, it's not really a jealous thing, it's a protective thing, which is what men should be, you know. It's like kind of like a superhero instinct, like how Batman wants to beat up bad guys, you know. That's why I'm going to the gym. So eventually I can be strong enough to actually fucking physically kill them. Um, because I can tell these dudes straight away. Robin, do you think that's why most of the guys are in prison or probably not, right? I wonder if there's anyone in prison that is there because they killed a piece of shit dude who was just like I see it as rape. I see most men as rapists because at the very least physically, but usually both physically and spiritually, I guess. On the inside and outside, they're fucking rotten, and there's no way they should ever be with an angel, which is a good woman. But I see it all the time, and my instinct these days is so strong to just fucking literally murder them, which that's not healthy, but I don't think I'd feel bad about it. You know, I think I'd feel really good about it. It's like how a psychopath can sleep better than they've ever slept because they killed a woman. You know, I'd get the best sleep in my life if I was able to murder a psychopath. I think that's what good men are here for, and I think that's why they've been taken out. What's a black pill? It's weird how Morpheus was only offering like the blue and the red pill, but he was black. You know, like is that some sort of subliminal? Am I just like that's just my autism pattern recognition, like mixing things up? But you know what I mean? Black pill is like woke, isn't it? It's like, is that manosphere stuff? Oh yeah, so it's like yeah. Chuds and chads and all that, like Andrew Tate stuff, maybe. More like Andrew Taint. Wasn't funny. I thought I laughed because it wasn't funny. It's unfunny because it's true. Just to be clear, Truth Dog does not endorse these other channels. I'm the only channel anyone should be watching. Oh well, I don't. It's good that I don't know anything about Andrew Tate. Yeah. Yeah, you're not gonna find no one else's advice is going to help you because you already know what you need. It's, you have to listen to yourself. I don't know how to answer that, but I know in psychology, which again I don't really believe in because talking about something that can really only it generally just increases your mental problems. It's doing that changes how you think about things and how you see yourself. So that's what I'm talking about. You need to like take baby steps in changing your actions, like your behaviors, your habits, things like that. You need to like actually make change, like real world changes. You need to start seeing results. It's not in your head, it's in the world. You need to start doing different things so that you'll start getting different outcomes. Yeah, you feel like shit because you got no momentum. You got to do one thing that makes you feel more confident. Find one thing. Surely there's something you can do that is going to make you feel a little bit better about yourself. Do that. See how that feels. And then you'll hopefully have enough momentum or energy or motivation to be like, maybe I can do this other thing. And just don't overwhelm yourself. Do it in little bits. Yeah. Well, that's That's a great example. That's exactly something that I'm talking about. That's a big step, but that's a necessary one. Just do anything. Look, for me, I had to find once I started going to the gym, I had to find what I could wear to the gym that didn't make me look like a dork, right? And so I was just wearing my pajamas and track pants and boots to the gym when I started going. And so, you just look at other people. I'm not saying copy people, but look at what other people. It doesn't necessarily have to be people in your real world. It could be like someone on the screen or TV or anything. Look at them and be like, "Oh, I like that. I like that what they're wearing." Go to the shops and find some clothes or something. Express yourself. Express yourself like with what you wear. And I'm not encouraging makeup, but how you style your hair or how you wear your hair or whatever it might be. Do these little things that are going to make you when you look in the mirror. If you're not happy with how you look right now, I don't know if that's down to your health or what, but just your presentation. Upgrade your presentation. It's like anything, and you're going to get a. It's like anything visual. We're visual creatures. So you do something that's going to make yourself feel like, okay, I like that better than before. That'll be a positive thought that you can build on. Yeah, I mean that's a good point, Alicia. Actually, knowing yourself, but I think you do know yourself pretty well. You wouldn't be able to fucking gaslight yourself into self destruction if you didn't know yourself well. Robin, I can tell you've got a really good sense of humor. You're probably a funny person yourself. You've obviously got empathy. You're an open-minded person. You're an intelligent person. All of these are like gold, but not for the type of not for the type of men that you're fixating on, who are hitting on young girls and basically like tricking them into sex. You don't want those dickheads. No, you're not telling us anything. You're telling yourself that. It do- all of what you're saying that doesn't affect us one bit. Like we don't. That means nothing to us at the end of the day. What you're telling us, you're just telling us what you've decided for yourself. Yeah, exactly. It's not you. Then act on it. Do something about it. The fact, yeah, exactly. Well, you'll get there. The fact that we're just telling you stuff that you already know means that you already know what to do. Like you don't need us to tell you. You already have all the information. It's what you do with it. And I'm sorry to be harsh. Like obviously we feel for you. We're not going we wouldn't be talking to you about all this stuff if we didn't relate to you and care. But at the end of the day, it comes down to you. I'd say also like if your house is a rundown piece of shit or whatever you're trying to say, having a clean home, it like you'd be surprised of how much that can help you personally. Like my house right now is a little messy. I know that when I actually like um put in the effort to clean my house, my thoughts are clearer. It's like you really are a product of your environment, literally. So if your house is like that, it's like imagine if you were living on a tropical island and you had all your problems or whatever uh, right now. You would feel so much better than if you were living in a dump, in a trash dump at the rubbish tip or whatever. You know what I mean? You have the same mind, but you're in this beautiful place. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to answer that because I don't know exactly how bad your living situation is. I understand that it's obviously not positive. You wouldn't be saying that if it was, but um, you've got something to look forward to, a better place to live. So I like maybe if you can help it, maybe stop living so much in the present and kind of live in that visualize or whatever it is the type of place that you're going to be rather than the place where you are and start making I don't know choices based on that. I'm just pulling it like I'm pulling at straws here, but yeah, I didn't see any email either. She's lying to you. She doesn't care at all. No, it's probably just censored. Maybe she DM'd you or something. That's a lesson that, life keeps teaching me over and over again is you can't really rely on other people at all to achieve your goals. For anything difficult, you usually have to do it on your own. Unfortunately, that's what makes it difficult. If you had help, um, it wouldn't be a challenge. Oh, okay. This is probably the point where I should be giving out my email, but instead I'll just look yours up. No, but seriously, Robin, is any of this helpful to you at all? Because what the fuck am I doing? Passkey. Sorry, I'm just trying to navigate emails. Borderline boomer here. Yeah, Robin, has any of this been helpful to you at all? I will say I appreciate you sharing all this stuff because it makes me feel less crazy. It makes me feel less alone. You can do whatever you want. Well, I just want to thank you for having the courage to come here and express all this stuff because obviously it's something that's weighing on you heavily and this is well that's good. That's good. I'm glad that talking has helped you feel a little bit better. Like just getting it off your chest and like yeah, we haven't really told you anything that you didn't know. But like I said, that's a good thing. That means that you know exactly what you want to do and you already have the plans to move to a better place and you're going to get there. And that's just the start, Like it's always good to have something to look forward to. That's what keeps everyone going is having something to live for and you've got a lot to live for. You've got yeah, you've got like a whole life ahead of you. And it's daunting because um you've never I guess like you've never really experienced that so you don't like know what it feels like and so you're worried if all of this is like worth the hassle because like one day we all die, right? And like so why should we even try? I don't know. I fucking sorry. I'm just Sundance, where have you gone? You're pretty good at this stuff. But I mean it, like, I'm a person, you saw, I don't know if anyone saw my stream yesterday, but I've got mental problems, like, I have a lot of negative self-talk and everything like that. I'm insecure, and I've probably got, like, the male equivalent more or less of what you're experiencing. I understand that, a disappointment for some people, especially me, it can last a long time, and, it just takes time, Are you on, like, any dating apps or anything like that? I know that you don't, like, you wanna get yourself in a place where you're ready for that sort of thing, so but I don't know, like, do you have anyone in your life who you can talk to about this stuff? Pardon me. Yeah, that seems to be the case. I mean, you're between a rock and a hard place, and which I've been too, where you're not happy at home and you're not happy at work. Well, that's okay. You're not ready for that sort of thing, and like we've said, it's a good thing because right now I doubt you'll be attracting anyone who's good for you. But can you relate to Robin's take? Like someone, you know, you're saying all the right advice, and they're still sort of like they're turning on you because you've managed to do something that they're struggling with. Well, I'm the same, but like normally for traditionally women have it easier in that way because it's like expected of the man to talk to the woman. Are you making yourself I don't know what the word is. But you know what I mean? Are you making your presence known to these guys, or you're so shy that you're not even giving them signals or whatever the heck? Because I get signals all the time from people, but I still don't act on it because like you, I'm shy or whatever. Is there anyone else in this chat that has good advice for Robin here? Because look, I've been in your situation. There's been literal live streams that have gone on for several hours where I've just been digging my heels in and just being like, "That's all well and good, but it's too hard," or "Fucking life's unfair," or whatever. It's just get yourself healthy and clean and whatnot, and I will be I will be here. Actually, shit, I was supposed to give you that email. Oh, and I hope you appreciate the amount of energy I'm using right now to appear like a good, compassionate person. Because honestly, I'm usually quite a prick when it comes to this sort of stuff. Fuck, I can't even copy paste that. How do I copy paste that? How am I going to get that? Sorry, I'm trying to get that email for you. There we go. All right. Okay, so I'll see if this email comes across. And everybody listening can can use this email for whatever the heck they want. Let's see if it goes through. Did that go through? I just basically told all the guys lurking here that they can send dick pics through to you. Oh, for real? Oh, fuck. Okay. Well, I'm putting some spaces in. Hopefully you can understand that the spaces aren't meant to be there. Did that go through? Oh, it did go through? Oh, okay. That's good. There you go. I'm not responsible for the type of emails you get at this point, though. Oh, they both went through. I just got the I just got the Midas touch. Uh, but yeah. Well, Robin, if I'm not able to solve all your mental problems today, I'll be live again sometime soon. Probably. I'm not going to make any promises, but I'll be live, and feel free to complain about how fucked your life is until your face turns blue, right? Because the worst thing is when I'm doing these chats and no one talks. So even if it's stuff like this, I'm happy to chat about it. Actually makes me feel less depressed about my life. That's what I was trying to tell you. I really appreciate you being real about this shit because it puts things into perspective for all of us. I mean, there's 10 people watching right now, and I'm sure you've actually made them feel like they're not as fucked up or alone or weird or whatever, you know? Don't hate yourself. Don't hate yourself. You were superior, Robin, not inferior, Robin. Don't forget it. All right. I think that's probably that's about the best thing I could say right now. Plus, also, I need to go. I need to go to the gym. The ladies are missing me. They're probably like, where's Truth Dog? Where's Truth Dog? I wore my best outfit today and he's not even here. So we don't want to disappoint them, right? And all the guys that are like, man, where is that faggot? I want to beat him up today, right? I don't want to disappoint these people, so I got to go. But this has been a lively chat, and hopefully we've been able to make some difference, some change in everyone's lives, right? I'm just fucking saying shit at this point. Um, well, it's a shame. I feel like as soon as I go, I'm taking away this platform from everyone to be sort of like unloading all their problems onto the world. It's a shame. Maybe you guys can all email each other and talk about your mental problems. Oh, no worries. Well, thank you for coming here. Thank you for being real. Thank you for everybody's all the advice, all the tips, all the interesting little tidbits, and all the compliments as well. Not enough of them. Not nearly enough, but I'll make do. That'll give me self-esteem until at least lunchtime. So thank you, Sun Dancer, and everyone involved, and to all the weirdos lurking in the shadows, jerking off privately. I love you just as much. And I don't know how to say goodbye. Yeah, absolutely. Well, this has been like the total opposite of yesterday, and it just goes to show that, it's not all bad and blah blah blah. Anyway, I don't know what I'm saying. So I gotta go. Yep. All right. Thanks for chatting, everybody. I'll see you later, and I'm gonna do my outro, my classic outro. Truth Dog out.